Hello there everyone and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. Let's continue with the story, shall we? So here's what I know about the deaths. All the victims were found with their faces torn to shreds. Among the local fauna, only the scaled-kin known as Ziz could inflict such wounds. That's why some folk are pointing the finger at them. I somehow doubt that the answer's that simple. But for the sake of thoroughness, we should look into it. Why don't you put down, say, 3 of the creatures, and see if you can find any proof connecting them to the deaths? So I will say this, thanks to all the smoke that's in the air, I think I might be coming down with a bit of a cough. So, that's gonna be pretty annoying. Hopefully it's not too bad. I'll try to remember to mute if I ever have a bit of a coughing fit. How do you fancy full-gourd float, traveler? Fine tea, warm beds, good ale, and good company at the Bobbing Cork. Small wonder that it's many a wayfarer's favorite stop on the road to Corthers. Speaking of the Bobbing Cork, I was sharing a drink with a tale with a traveler just a few bells ago. Apparently, the poor fellow imbibed a bit too heavily, and when he came to, the key to his room was nowhere to be found. But with all the rumors of late, both my friend and the innkeep are worried sick. If you happen to stumble across the key, would you be kind enough to return it to the cork? You'd be saving more than one man a sleepless night. Air's getting my ear. Hail, adventurer. If you would not be averse to courier duty, I have a report that must be delivered to Florentel's spire with all haste. Mind you, this information is highly classified. I trust you to deliver it directly to the hands of Serpent Lieutenant Vortifart without sneaking a peek for yourself. Detailed account of the events that occurred near Full-gourd Float. Does that count as sneaking a peek? I have no idea. A cozy bed, warm meals, fine spirits. I tell you, friend, ever since I came here, it's like I've died and gone to Nafka's bosom. Go home to Ul'dah? That ramshackle hovel where nothing awaits but my guilt-pinching wife and her endless whinging? Never! Perhaps you can help me. My wife's hired some poor sop to bring me home, but I reckon this'll give him a change of heart. I think he's over here. Is there a path to Ul'dah from here? No. Just the Shroud, Old Gridania, and Porthos. What do you want? The missus paid me good coin to bring her good-for-nothing husband home. Your guilt don't mean nothing to me. The missus paid me... What nels? A room of me own here at the Quark? Plus all the ale I can drink? Fully paid courtesy of Gogolata? Get out of me way! Going to give that man a piece of me mind. Could have brought your chocobo with you. Ha! It would seem your efforts were a success. My wife's associate just stopped by a moment ago. Seems he wanted to express his gratitude in person. Downed a pint of ale and dashed right off to his room, where he's sleeping quite soundly. If his rather conspicuous snoring is any guide. Ah, the comforts of life on the road. Wait, that's his intelligence. I thought that was a... Oh, okay. I'll put this one back on. I'll keep that for my mage. I thought that was a yellow. But I guess not. Search me for not paying attention. In all truth, friend, I would like nothing more than to return home to Ul'dah, where my loving wife awaits. That is, were it not for a small complicating matter. My wares, you see, were stolen from me by the positively frightful band of Kukern thieves encamped to the south. Why, were I to return home empty-handed, my wife's wrath would make the calamity look like a minor brush fire. No, I fear I have no choice but to prolong my stay. What on earth is that? It looked really cute. A big floating kitten. Attention again. What is that over there? Is that an Ixil? Oh, it is. Oh, yeah. There's something else I have to do over here, right? Let me see. Yep. Let's go take care of these lads over here real quick. Hopefully the Bane Mind won't mind if I walk right past him. Oh, and the other ones are at Porthos. I thought they were both here. be taking these vendables. Oh, woe is me. A merchant without his wares is not worth a lump of opo dung. How can I ever show my face to my dearest wife again? Here you go. My wares! Why, wherever did you find them? The Kikerd camp? Exactly as I told you? Preposterous! Why, I didn't think you'd actually... That is to say, I am in your debt once again, friend. Thanks to you, I can at long last return to Ul'dah, where my loving wife awaits. Then again, there are those nasty rumors going around of late. Masked man, was it? Indeed, the roads may not yet be safe. Though it pains me so, I fear I have no recourse but to sojourn here a while longer. How'd the key get here? Well, I guess the guy was drunk. Pray help me, friend. I've run clean out of lantern fuel, and I'm afeard I won't make it long past sundown. I've not tried it myself, but I've heard that ye can fashion makeshift lanterns by sealing those flying balloons inside these here lamps. Course, it might take some coursing before they goes in, if ye know what I mean. Get in the bloody lamp. Get in. Get in me lamp, you. Get in there. There we go. Here you are, my good man. Were you able to fashion some lamps for me, friend? Here you go. An underdeveloped void-sent balloon thrashes about inside the globe, ready to self-destruct at any moment. You're a godsend. Thanks to you, I'll be digging long past sundown tonight. Them's golden dar hills. Hi-ho! Mayhap you can help me again, friend. I've got me eyes set on new veins of ore, but these legs of mine aren't quite long enough to get me there. Might you be so kind as to set these ladders up for me? I do it myself, but these parts have been terribly dangerous of late. Okay, if you insist. I would never step on that ladder. How are you gonna get down here past all these Z's? I have a rogue strand of hair trying to tickle my nose. Hopefully it stays underneath my headset. Truly, you've done me well again. But with all those nasty critters lurking about, I never could have done the job myself. I know not what manner of ores lies in wait, but mark me words, one day I'll strike it rich and leave this place behind for good. These parts abound with particularly ferocious beasts. You do well to keep a wide berth, adventurer, lest I be left to clean your carcass off the forest floor. A report from Godwin, you say? Very well, let's see. Traveling merchant waylaid by current bandits. Already fixed. Adventurers hand-bitten clean off by feral ziz. Etc., etc. The usual banalities. What's this? Sightings of a masked man. No casualties yet reported, but due vigilance should be exercised. Troubling news indeed. These parts are perilous enough, without some masked marauder stirring up trouble. Thank you, friend. Rest assured that the Adder will be on the lookout for this interloper. This is what I want. Nasty. Now, if only I had boots to go with it. The freeze that came in the calamity's wake has rendered Corthus nigh inhospitable. Many of the creatures that once made their homes there have been forced to migrate lest they starve. Some arrive on our doorstep with naught else but on their mind but to feed. The worst of the beasts are the jackals, who've been spotted not far from this very spire. Adventurer, we call upon your skill to dispatch these beasts before they make a meal of some unguarded traveler. This begging your pardons, fatigued dodo meat will serve admirably as bait. Oh, I get it. He was trying to say it, but then threw up in his mouth. I get it. I get it now. I guess I'll get the DPS one. The melee DPS one. As a wood whaler, it is my sworn duty to protect my nation from the XIV. Yet as a Gridanian, it pains me to see the trees around me wither and die while we are off fighting battles. Shroud hares have grown destructive of late, gnawing away at trees and ripping shrubs from the ground. Yet we cannot very well tell the birdmen to stay their spears while we hunt oversized slugs, can we? And so I turn to you, adventurer. Pour this week-old ale over the scarred trees, and the culprits should be along in short order. You would bring the wood much succor if you could put them down. Having been left uncovered for a few days, this cheap ale port brew has lost all of its bubbles. Oh, that's sad. You got him, boys. Well, that is very out of place. Thank you, adventurer. I can battle the Ixal with a clear conscience now, knowing that those like you are friends to the forest. Byrnjolf, whose name the spire bears, was one of the greatest heroes from the time of Gridania's founding. His martial exploits were exceeded only by his love for the forest. And his love for Eugenia, the namesake of our sister spire. Do such tales of yours not set your heart to flutter? I can't say so. I don't know the tale itself. As you have proven yourself a capable ally, I would entrust to you a task more ambitious than the slaying of hares. Mayhap you have encountered curious constructs of living stone in these parts. They emerged from the sundered landscape in the wake of the calamity, and their numbers have only burgeoned thenceforth. For each one we slay, another rises to the surface to take its place. My comrades and I are at wit's end. It is clear that we must take this battle to the source. There's a researcher by the name of Yom Epokan who frequents the Bobbing Cork in Fulgord Float. I suspect she might be able to shed light on the matter. Take the sealing vessel and capture the living soulstone of one of the golems. Mind you, you will have to weaken the brute first. Deliver the soulstone to Yom Epokan and see if she cannot ascertain the golem's origin. We are most grateful. This kind of situation would not have arisen ere the calamity came and made Korthus nigh uninhabitable to its local fauna. With their water hoarded in vaults of ice and their herbage held under the snow, the larger beasts have become positively infernal in their need to survive. Take heed if you head northbound, for know that you are riding into a battle. Those war disciple of warpans rather than... You know, I should have grabbed the... Okay, never mind. I wasn't thinking that through very well. Bloody souse. That's why I always say, if you can't hold your liquor, stick to tea. I'm sorry, do you have something for me? Why, I've been searching everywhere for that key. Your godsend, friend. You must forgive me. There are rumors of late of a suspicious masked man in these parts. And they've got me and my customers on edge. Any road, thanks to you, that ale-swilling fool can sleep soundly in his bed tonight. You do well to find safe lodgings as well, friend. I'm good. You see that painting over there? Well, of course he can't. It's covered in a fortnight's worth of dust, thanks to my do-nothing employees. I dust them right off myself. But I reckon the sluggards would better learn their lesson if they saw a customer like yourself doing the deed. What do you say? A few swishes with this chocobo duster should do the trick, and I'll make it worth your while. Ooh, that's an interesting painting. What? Master. Who is this guy? Oops. Wait a minute, isn't that the bard? Who are you? This hallway leads to guest rooms. Only patrons of the inn are permitted beyond this point. I suggest you head back downstairs if you haven't made a reservation. Well, guess what? I'm going down here anyways. Ah! Shoot. Alright. Thanks, friend. If only my employees shared the love of fine art that you and I do, eh? The painting upstairs especially. Don't ask me why, but the lonesome figure standing there, gazing off into the distance. I'm not usually the sentimental type, but it stirs something inside me. Is he wistfully remembering adventures long past, or stealing his nerves for a battle to come? Sadly, what with the artist's identity and mystery, we might never know. Here we go. That's the bracelet I'm looking for. Just look at the time. Whatever is keeping her. My apologies, friend. You've got me in a fretful humor. A young girl has reserved a room with me tonight. A young girl has reserved a room with me tonight. Yet she's nowhere to be found. Hopefully that means she talked to him about reserving a room and not that he's saying that she reserved a room for both him and her. There are ill rumors about these parts of late. Try as I might, I can't help but fear the worst. Might you be so kind as to go check if she's well? You've already seen to the Ziz? Good work, adventurer. So were you able to find aught to suggest that the creatures are culprits? Found nothing. Nothing? Truth be told, even if there were proof, I wouldn't know what it looked like. Anyway, I believe we can safely strike Ziz from our list. Oh my god, it got dark. From our list of suspects. Which leaves us with the masked man and his winged eyeball. There's something else. I heard about the deaths. It appears all the victims have been comely maidens. I better watch myself, eh? Unseemly japes aside, There's a rumor been going around. There's some as whisper that after each victim died, her rancor went into the great big rock southwest of here, causing it to flash and moan. This bears investigating. I reckon I'm going to give you... This bears investigating, I reckon. I'm going to give you a fire stand stick to blow off a piece of that crag. The stick doesn't come with a fuse or anything, so you'll have to throw the thing. Once you've torn the rock a new one, bring back some of the fragments and I'll give them a gander. There's something you should know. I've been keeping this to myself, lest I worsen Madrod's paranoia. But I, too, have seen the winged eyeball. I cannot say whether it was coincidence, but my sighting took place precisely the same time as Madrod's. I was heading home after a day of digging when a shadow fell over me. Looking up, I found myself looking in a gaze with a giant eyeball. Let out a scream at the top of my lungs and ran without once looking back. This happened at the rocky area west of here, in case you had a mind to investigate. Good job, Bobby. Well-equipped adventurer, huh? Oh, okay. There's our weapon. Thank you, friend. Well, I thought I was done for. One moment I was standing here enjoying the scenery while my chocobo enjoyed a much-deserved nap, and the next, it sent shivers down my spine just to recall it. And he wrote, "Please thank the innkeep for his concern, and tell him I will be on my way as soon as my bird awakes." Oh. Please thank the innkeep for his concern and tell him I will be on my way as soon as my bird awakes. Though he is rather heavy sleeper, I fear. You tell like me. Slept through all those battles. Well, it's a good thing I was standing clear of the explosion. Look at all the rocks it blew out. Ah, could have been hurt. Well, I have a bone to pick with you. More specifically, a jar to pick with you. Most folks are too scared to go within 100 yalms of the Rock of Rancor. Aye, it has a name. But what's a few vengeful spirits to a dauntless adventurer like you, eh? Bigger than a shard, but not quite large enough to be a cluster. The energies emitted by this crystal lightly tingle the hands of any who touch it. Maybe it's uranium. Huh? Why, these are just your garden variety crystals. It's a bit hard to tell beneath all the dirt and grime, but they're definitely lightning aspected. I almost hate to say it, but that explains the flashing and moaning. Nothing to do with the masked stranger. Looks like I've gone and wasted both your time and a perfectly good fire sand stick. Oh well. Yom Epicon? Why, that's me. At least that's who I think I am. Did you need something from me? Yes, I do. Pumice Polems? I fear I'm not familiar with them. Pumice Golems! On the other hand, Orion has told me all about them. Let's see what you've brought me now. Oh, I can just feel it pulsing with energy. You've certainly found a live one, haven't you? I must begin my analysis straight away. Now, where did I put my glasses? Well, it's definitely not on your face. The girl safe. Thank you, friend. Those are the best tidings I've received all day. I knew I'd feared the worst. Why, if she ended up in the clutches of that masked... But I mustn't think such thoughts. Now, if you'll excuse me, I had best get back to work. Something tells me the girl will be needing a warm bed and a hot meal more than ever. A good man. I dare say you're more reliable than the rest of my hired help put together. For better or for worse, this means I've got another job for you. I've got 3 basket lunches here that need delivering to Finder's Bluff after the last adventurer scarfed down 3 boxes on his own and ran off without paying his tab. I completely missed a period there. Let me try reading this again. I've got 3 basket lunches here that need delivering to Finder's Bluff. After the last adventurer scarfed down 3 boxes on his own and ran off without paying his tab, I need someone I can trust. Digging for gold day and night sure works me up an appetite. Is it time for supper yet? One of Master Eluin's specialty basket lunches. Well now, don't mind if I do. Bloody hog of an adventurer stealing the food of honest, hard-working men. I mean, eyes to be believed? Thank you, friend. It's good to know some adventurers can still be trusted. Will my tummy not stop rumbling? Tummy, I command you, cease your rumbling. From Eluin, you say? My tummy and I are much obliged. Eluin's famous basket lunches hit the spot, eh? Thought as much. The prospectors at Finder's Bluff aren't just digging for personal fortune, you know. Each ounce of gold helps this region thrive and prosper. I'm happy to return the favor. You've gone above and beyond for me, and for this you have my thanks. Next time you fancy an ale, a tale, or just a respite from the road, know that there's always a place for you here at the Bobbing Cork. A monstrous bane mite appeared, and you slew it? That creature had long been a scourge, upon the folk of Folgord. Intentionally or no, you have done us a great service. You have my gratitude. But this does make me wonder. Is it truly a winged eyeball I saw? Or merely a trick of the light, combined with blind panic? There have been no promising leads in the murders. You can scarce get a wink of sleep knowing that the killer is still at large. Judging by your furrowed brows, I take it this sorry business troubles you as much as it does me. I had been pondering my encounter. I was uncertain for a time, but there can be no doubt. It was a winged eyeball that I witnessed. It's implausible that I could have mistaken so distinct a creature for a Banemite. But you and I were mulms apart. How could we have both seen it at precisely the same time? What's more, our adventurer friend here had a run-in with the Banemite at the very spot you claimed to see that fiendish eyeball. Isn't that right? There must be an explanation. I know. I saw an eyeball with wings. I would wager an apple tart on it. Oh, he's serious. But listen, mayhap it's not as mysterious as we're making it out to be. There's no reason why there couldn't be. Gods, of course! There must be more than one of the buggers. Ugh, it's so obvious. But then that means, since there have been reported sightings of these fiends, then there must be even more victims as yet undiscovered. Well, I do believe we're out of our depth. We ought to leave the rest to the expert. Yes, we're just civilians after all. Good luck, adventurer. It was a pleasure knowing you. Well, I burn to know the truth. Some things are best left unknown. Lest you have forgotten, it was at the rocky area to the west that I had my encounter. Should you discover aught of note, you will want to alert the authorities. There is a guardhouse nearby. The serpents there should be pleased for any information that pertains to the security of the region. Greetings, adventurer. Is there aught I might assist you with? gods be good, not again. No matter how many bodies I see, I cannot seem to get used to the horrid sight. Poor woman. Identical deaths have been reported in the central shroud. While the masked stranger you seek does not seem to feature in any, sightings of the winged eyeball are common enough. The creature appears to be moving the bodies, but to what end, none can say. The victims have all been young women. All are found with their faces mutilated beyond recognition. It's been difficult to identify them, so as to notify their next of... This button engraved with a lily motif. The very same object was found upon another victim. Family sigil, or that of an organization, perhaps? Maybe the killer's calling card? Either way, I dare to hope that this find will prove pivotal in solving the murders. I would have you hold on to the lily button. You will need to continue your investigation. While it isn't standard procedure to entrust key evidence to individuals, you have proven yourself reliable and resourceful in this matter. I see no reason why you shouldn't carry on your work. If I might make a suggestion, you may wish to take the button to Gridania and have it examined by Mione. Mayhaps someone in her vast network of contacts can shed light upon its sigil. Good evening to you, Byrnjolf. By your grim expression, I suspect you aren't here for scones and herb tea. Well, isn't this a lovely little button? The engraving is quite exquisite. Artisan novel quality, I would say. Where did you say you found this? On a dead body? Lovely. Anyway, I'm afraid I do not recognize this lily sigil. You will have to find the answer the old-fashioned way. Asking around. You could do worse than beginning with Bernadette, over by the Aetheryte Plaza. She has a sharp pair of eyes, that one. Need help tracking down the owner of a button? That's certainly not a request I receive on a regular basis. Well, go on then. Show me what you have. Seems to be some manner of decorative button, reminiscent of those worn by the families of old, though I cannot claim to know the sigil. However, I can say with certainty that the white lily is a recurring theme in Gridanian culture. Alas, I do not know who would make a personal sigil of it. If there is a soul in Gridania who does, it would be signaled over at the Lancers Guild. The woman makes a point of knowing all the citizens on a forename basis. Aw, they have a cute little gobby friend. How cute. Hello again. I haven't spoken to you since I delivered those supplies to you. Bernadette believes that I can help you. Now that is a rather bold assumption to make. I will try to assist, never you fear, but whether aught comes of it is another matter. Now then, what do you require of me? Fascinating. Work of this quality is rarely seen in the hands of ordinary Gridanians. The owner of this button is most certainly well-to-do. You may wish to take your search to the Gentry's Ward, northwest of here. Wait, a memory comes to me. Of late, there has been a man who is perpetually seated at the bench by the ward's entrance. His name is Ursendo, and I distinctly recall seeing a markedly similar button upon the breast of his jacket. I dare say he can tell you a thing or two about it. I do not believe we are acquainted. Pray, leave me to my thoughts. The sigil of the Dardancourt's family. How is it that he came to be in possession of this button? In the body of a murdered woman? Her face? Was it marred in any way? I had feared as much. I can no longer feign ignorance. I shall reveal to you the truth of the deaths. But on one condition. You promise to put an end to my lady's madness and free her from her torment. I was once a manservant in the employ of one of the oldest and proudest families in Gridania, the Dardancourts. During that time, I had the honor of waiting upon Lady Amandine, mistress of the household. Fair as summer was she, and possessed of a heart befitting her radiance. Alas, the calamity wrought a great change in her, though my lady escaped with her life. Death may well have been a kinder fate. Never will I forget the day her bandages were removed. She beheld her disfigured face for the first time. At that moment, the kindly woman I knew ceased to be. Unable to bear the thought of being seen, my lady sequestered herself within her chambers and refused all company. You know, it sounds like she could use a very good Fantasia potion. This continued for many uneasy moons, until one day, without warning, she began receiving queer guests. None among us knew whence they came, these masked men, but my lady believed that they would help her to regain that which she had lost. So began the rites of rejuvenation. These rituals seemed innocent enough in the beginning, but grew ever more grotesque as time went by. Eventually there came a day when my lady bound one of her handmaidens to her bed and proceeded to mutilate the poor girl's face. Suffice it to say, she did not survive the ordeal. It fell to me to dispose of her body. I performed the dreadful task as bade, obedient servant that I was. But when the time came to return to the house, my legs refused to move. I knew then that I could not go back to that place, not after the nightmare I had witnessed. So it was that I left Hawk Manor, my home for nigh on half a century. Long did I weep for the girl who was slain, and longer still for the woman that Lady Amandine had been. Yet one cannot weep forever, and I endeavored to put the matter behind me. Indeed, I had resolved never to speak of my experience until you appeared before me. My lady's madness must be ended, lest more innocent lives be lost. Lay her tormented soul to rest, as you swore to me you would. She awaits you at Hawk Manor, on the western edge of the central shroud. Go now. Go and do what must be done. Do not hesitate. Show no mercy. Those were some weird sounds. It is no ordinary adventurer who is granted passage through the White Wolf Gate. I am Roostabant of the Wood Whalers, and I would see you live up to your reputation. My fellow whalers at Dunstan's Spire are in grave need of an adventurer's aid. Should you have a mind to make yourself useful, travel there and seek out Thievanax. You have the honor of addressing Marcette, realm-renowned naturalist and esteemed authoress of the New Eorzean Geographic, the single most comprehensive collection of knowledge our realm has ever seen, or ever will see. You've not heard of the Geographic? Why, of course you haven't. It hasn't been published yet, and it never will be if my assistants keep dawdling around instead of doing their jobs. So hop to it. Of course I'm talking to you. Do you see anyone else here? Now for the 70,000th time, 5 toadstool caps, and be quick with them. Wish the bond sent you. Think to 12. I'd just about given up hope that anyone would answer our call. Tell me, did you perhaps notice that gaping hole in the ground on your way here? It would be hard to miss. One of the many remnants of Dalamud's fury. The scaffolding you see is a solution we worked up with our friends from the Carpenters Guild. But even the sturdiest wood is at the mercy of the elements. The rains have fallen hard of late, and I fear there still might be some soggy planks left untended. Please see to them, as well as to any pests who have come to feast on the wood. Did they mean to scatter all this lumber about? You have my thanks, adventurer. A shroud hair? I see. I ask you only this, friend. Should you have occasion to meet Marcette, speak nothing of this to her. She is a researcher of sorts, unusual creatures being her specialty. Were she to catch wind of shroud hairs lurking beneath, she would rip up every last plank till we had nowhere to stand upon. The woman treats us as if the wood whalers were her personal laboratory assistants. I will stand for this no more. Keep my distance from her, and would suggest you do the same. Is that why she's saying that none of her assistants are Why, oh why did I ever decide to become a scholar? An adventurer's life would have afforded me more solitude. It also would have allowed more dangers as well. They can still be a scholar and an adventurer. Look into moving my skills around a bit. Have you brought me my toadstool caps? Each moment you dally deprives the realm of my prodigious knowledge. Yes, hand it over now. But of course, it is just as I theorized. The spore density of these toadstools is exponentially greater than that of samples taken from before the calamity. Clearly, they have evolved as such in order to adapt to an increasingly harsh environment. And with this, another entry of the new Eorzean Geographic is complete. Who are you again? Research Assistant 6. Yes, I am speaking to you. Research Assistant 6, that is the title I have deigned to bestow upon you after your humble contribution to my latest scientific breakthrough. Mind you now that you are officially my slave, or research assistant. There will be no slacking off. I require a live lightning spark. Here is a jar. Now hurry, I haven't all day. The mere fact that you dare to interrupt me means that you must have the live lightning spark I require. Well, hand it over then. One can consider a drifting semi-sentient mass of elemental charged ethereal matter alive. Oh, aren't you a cute little one? Just think of all the fun I can have with you. The next assistant who dares shirk his duties is in for quite a shock. Now, where was I? Ah, yes, toadstools. If my theories are correct, sending a shock through the toadstools will trigger a sense of danger, causing them to reproduce with unheard of speed. Truly, my genius knows no bounds. To think of the discoveries I could make if I had but a single competent assistant. You, Assistant 7. Or was it 4? Oh, whoever you are, be gone from my sight and let me concentrate for once. I'll get a ring. Research Assistant 873. You're late. I am conducting an experiment of the utmost importance to determine the source of the distinctive stink of a stropper's breath, and require one freshly extracted stropper stomach. The stench is said to be strong enough to knock out a man, so I shall provide you with a bottle of Marsette's Breath Begone. I know not what you've been eating lately. But you may want to take a dose of it yourself. Oh, and do try not to get killed, will you? Funeral rites for incompetent assistants are eating away an inordinate share of my research budget these days. I swear to you, that woman is a fiend, a monster, a greater danger to this realm than all the beast tribes put together, and then some. Why, I speak of Marset, of course. No sooner did I return with the 300 hornet stingers she requested than she sends me off to conduct a water survey at Hopseed Pond. In my condition, I'm like to fall in face first and drown. Oh, friend, I'm too young to die. Please, say you'll help me. You must. I don't want to be Research Assistant 7, 12, or 43. I just want to go home. Praise the gods, you're back. Were you able to complete the survey? Cloudy water gathered from Hopeseed Pond. Hopeseed Pond. 1, 2, 3 samples from Hopeseed Pond. Wonderful. Could not thank you enough. Though I cannot help but ponder what other back-breaking tasks might be in my future. Pluck the wisdom teeth of a goobu? Procure a leaf from a treant's head? Gods only know. Grandmother, can you hear me up there? Your two grandson shall be joining you all too soon. Assistant, whatever your number was, I haven't all week. You'd best have the stroper's stomach I requested, or I do believe I shall use your own innards as a substitute. Yes, just hand it over, will you? And a dissection reveals exactly as I surmised. With a proliferation of poisonous toadstools in the years since the calamity, the stroper's diet has undergone a dramatic change. The reaction of the toadstools with the stroper's stomach acids results in the noxious gases emitted from the mouth of the foul beast. And with that groundbreaking discovery, I believe I owe my prodigious mind a well-deserved respite. You, on the other hand, Research Assistant 6, have earned nothing of the sort. Get out there and hone your skills, that you might actually make yourself half useful the next time I call upon you. Hopefully we never see each other again. You can finally get rid of that experience ring. There we go. By the way, this is a very lovely banner. On the outside, at least. I like the stained glass windows. The parts right there do make it look really evil. As well as these weird-looking bushes. Tell me something. Would lights from that high up be even effective? why is my conjurer dead already? What just happened? Closer eye on him. That's a first. I don't think I've had a conjurer die on me. Not when I've been playing as Laura, at least. There was absolutely nothing in here. Chest right here has some crafting items in it. I can't remember what it is though. wax. That's what it was. I think this might have jewelry in it. Nope. Shield of the Savage. Let's have a look at that real quick. Oh, whoops. I tried to preview it like I do in Star Wars The Old Republic. Eh.
sure if that would work or not.
Ah, okay. So, there might have been a key in one of those rooms downstairs. Unless I've already used it. I am going to go down and check to see if we have the time. Well, since we have the time, I mean. See if I can find it. There we go. There was something in here. Okay. And so the fair maiden turned into a psychopath. Darkness has taken root within these halls, sprung from the most unlikely of seeds. One cannot help but admire the irrepressible spirit that quickened it to life. It is a pleasure to meet you at last, adventurer. You are every bit as intriguing as our master gave us to believe. It is no ordinary mortal who can acquire one crystal of light, much less 3. The crystals make you strong, and it is to that strength that the light is drawn. Hydaelyn chose well. A pity that your existence is irreconcilable with our own. We cannot well allow you to continue upon your present course. Alas, we came here not to play, but to take the measure of your strength for Master La Brea. That task is now accomplished. We take our leave of you. Fare you well, bringer of light. My desk is creaking a lot. Okay. What all do we have here? I get a helmet. And nothing else. Excuse me, Mr. Eyeball, I'm coming through. You are returned. What sights awaited you within the manor? What has become of Lady Amandine? You must tell me all. So she went so far as to consort with devils? That I could have done more to prevent her fall, and she finally find peace in the beyond. I know not whether the masked men you encountered are the same pair that first led my lady astray, but it is plain that they are of the same vile brood. Should the chance ever present itself, promise me that you will visit upon them tenfold the woe they have brought upon the others. But who am I to speak of punishment? By my silence I allowed I know not how many innocent young women to die in unspeakable circumstances. It matters not wherefore, through misplaced loyalty, cowardice, or both, I am an abettor to a gross crime. I will surrender myself to the authorities and accept whatever punishment they deem just. Only pray that the gods will have mercy on my soul. So dutifully did I serve my lady in happier times, only to forsake her when she needed me most. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. My failures will forever haunt me, and yet with your brave deeds, mayhap my lady's tormented soul will find peace after so many years of woe. I got a succubus card. It is mine now. Good evening, Byrnjolf. I trust your investigation is faring well. It sort of is. Nothing different at the moment. Welcome back, Byrnjolf. Full glad am I to see you safely returned. Tell me, how fared you on your sojourn in the Troll's Wood? Two of Laha Brea's minions? And they sought to measure your strength? By their own admission? The devils taunt us. It is beyond doubt, then. The Ascians have begun to move in earnest. Would that we knew to what end. Yet I will not bemoan our plight. Thanks to your tireless efforts, we are at least aware of the encroaching darkness. Alas, we can only do so much. It is clear to me now that the Scions are too few to protect the realm against this threat unaided. We must needs alert the three nations to the presence of this elusive enemy, and recommend that they heighten their vigil. There is no shortage of misery in the world that the Ascians might exploit. We have an arduous struggle ahead of us. Yet come what may, we must not allow ourselves to become lost to hope, for that is precisely what the enemy desires. We have gleaned all we can from the information available to us. Let us set this investigation aside for the present. Another matter has arisen that requires your attention. Let me know when you are ready to be briefed, and I will summon the others. No doubt this will be about Titan. So, I think what I'm going to do is stop right there for the moment. And next time I play, I'll be working on the job storylines, and then I'll continue the main story. Well, what I'll do is I'll do the jobs up to level 30. And then I might switch to my Marauder? Yeah, and then I'll play as that from then forward. And then once I reach level 40, I think, I'll do more of the job quests. Or should I wait until level 50? No, I'll do it at 40. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time. Farewell.